Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. If you can tell by what I'm wearing, I'm actually recording this yesterday. By the point at which I go to upload this, I was just feeling extra inspired randomly on a Sunday, so I'm like, I'm just going to record both videos and then upload the one later. But today I want to talk about essentially getting what you want or manifesting your dreams or however you want to call it, because I feel like this is a topic that's very cliche and honestly can sound kind of stupid. Why? I don't know. I think it sounds corny, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. But I think it's totally 100% true. And it's so interesting because I've been thinking a lot about, I'm almost at 10K. Maybe by the time I upload this, I will be. I don't know. But I've really been trying to get to 10K since like November last year. It's like 4 months ago at this point. But I really hit a blocker because I got really depressed upon going back to the US and handling, a bunch of family drama stuff. I'm going to start with a quote that my friend said yesterday. This is my friend who I quote a lot on this channel. I don't know if he knows that, but whatever. And like I said, it's like I hang out with him and he always says at least one insightful thing and I like always remember it. And this one yesterday was, your family may be blood, but it doesn't make you friends. But your friends become blood. So the idea being that, your friends are very supportive of you. You choose your friends. It's like your friends are your chosen family. And, I really liked this because I have such this unwavering loyalty to my family, even though, my family does stress me out. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. Why? I feel largely misunderstood by my family. I think some of this could be related to an autism thing or whatever. Whereas, probably I have a lot more similarities or there's mutual understanding when I'm interacting with my friends. They're my peers, whatever. Although I do have friends who are all different ages. It's not like all of my friends are the same age as me. Some are younger, some are older, some are like my parents' age. Like I do have friends my parents' age. And yeah, so okay, like anyway, what I'm trying to get at is it's like kind of amazing where I can literally track the progress of my YouTube channel and like how successful it's becoming and the user engagement based on how good I'm feeling in my personal life. And like right now I'm feeling pretty good because whenever I'm out of the US I kind of feel great. And yeah, so there's that. And I am trying to make the US work for me and to some extent. I think a lot of it is the job prospects. We did talk about that yesterday with my friends, how like if you game the system correctly in the US, and I don't mean that in like a sketchy way, I just mean like, the US has the most career and job opportunities out of like pretty much anywhere else in the world, and that is the thing that people love about it. So, all right. So it's been really cool that, I've been able to, let's say, manifest growing my YouTube channel while I'm abroad. But right now, I've also been dealing with a particularly challenging situation, let's say, and I've been sort of amazed at the support that I've gained from my friends, somewhat from my family, although I think it's also been met with a lot of judgment and criticism and drama. I have no other better way of putting it. Whereas with my friends, it's sort of like, okay, it's your life. Like, this is what's going on, whatever. Like, I can give you advice and stuff, but ultimately you're going to do what you're going to do. Family will say that, you're going to do what you want to do, but it's a little bit more out of anger and, I want you to behave this way rather than, that actual thing. So one of the things that I realized that I really have always liked and respected about myself is that I always get what I want. And that sounds super like, ew. I don't have a better word for that. But what I mean is like with goals, I think that's a really cool, easy thing, right? So it's like I started talking about working at NASA like 2015, like 2 years before it actually came to fruition. I started talking about buying an apartment, probably also about a year and a half ish before it came to fruition, maybe 2 years. Yeah, same situation. I got these scholarships that were really hard to get. That was really a big deal. I talked about those too, or explored those possibilities. And so it's like there have been a lot of times where there's been something that's kind of hard and I'm like, I want to get that thing. And then, it may take me years to get it, but like I get that thing. And, I think that is one of the cool things about, whether you want to call it goal setting, whether you want to call it manifesting, whatever you want to call it. And right now it just kind of feels like, I had a really bad patch between like December, January. Those were like awful months. February kind of sucked too. When did I come here? Like March. Did I come here in March? No, it is March. I came here in February. and it flies so fast because I'm having so much fun when I'm not at home. Yeah, but now everything is finally working out with like my living situation in the US, and it's amazing in a way that like I can barely even explain. And I don't really know what contributes to this. I know that it's been my goal to like own something since I came back to the US in September 2023. I thought the easy way around that was Finland, but no, now it's going to be also something there. Somehow, some way, I'm going to figure out how to make it work financially. I had a lot of doubts, self-doubt about how I was going to swing that. It's going to be rough. And, that's part of my grand travel discontinuation, is making that sacrifice for the goal that I really want to achieve, which I did for years with, all the things I achieved in the US. Like, I was only traveling like twice a year previously. I think it was just like I went a little haywire with once I got the remote job, and then had a friend who wanted to travel, and now unfortunately that time period of my life is coming to a close, and that's just how it's going to be. It's okay. But yeah, so setting goals, it's really cool. And I was just thinking about manifesting different kinds of things too. Like I made this very silly video on the Russian side of my channel where it was like what my ideal husband is like or something, and honestly I didn't even really like fully explain it. I just kind of like took two comments and then played off of each other and then sort of explained like yay or nay with it. It was pretty funny. People have a lot of different things to say about that, and right now I think it's also okay to admit that that's really not something that like I'm super focused on. And I know it's like there's all this stuff about like I don't know, there's like the song in Russian about how like love will come to you when basically it's not the right time, and that does tend to be how it is. Like the timing always sucks, or people use that as an excuse or whatever. But I think if I get to a more stable place, maybe that could eventually be a goal, but for now it just really is not feeling like it. So yeah, because I have talked to that was something maybe I cared a lot more about when I was younger, was like manifesting a good relationship. I think at this point I'd like to do that again, but I think that I also need to get to a point where how can I explain this? Maybe like having more self-respect or self-worth or something, because otherwise you're going to end up in a lot of bad relationships. I've kind of come to understand that, like, especially if you're attaching your self-worth to whether you're in a relationship or not, because those things have nothing to do with each other, which sometimes takes people a while to figure out. I think there's kind of the stigma in society that if you're a certain age and you're not married or whatever, like with somebody, there must be something wrong with you. Like, there is this strong preference for being with somebody versus being single. And I think that all there is to say about that is that, sometimes it's the right time, sometimes it's not the right time, sometimes it's not your focus, sometimes it is. And I think right now, until I get to a different place, it's not going to be my focus. But one of the things that I really realized, and, this was a really hard lesson I had to learn when I was in Finland originally, is that, sometimes if you're not being treated in the best way, normally by people who are in your life, you're going to subconsciously seek that out and end up repeating that cycle over and over again. So I think I've been focusing a lot of attention on how I feel being around people who make me feel good, and like why I feel good in those situations. And that's really something I've been focusing on a lot recently. And like, I'm beyond appreciative that, I went to Armenia, saw a lot of my friends who love me. Like, I have friends who love me here. Like, I have a lot of people who really like me, and it's like, I literally don't know what I do to deserve like this amount of people liking me. Sometimes it's overwhelming, especially when I have a lot of work I want to get done, but I still, do want to see people. So it is a hard balance to strike, and it's like, the laughable thing about the issue I have is too many people wanting to be my friend rather than feeling lonely. And, how do I do this, right? Like, maybe people want to know this, because I think this is something, people openly admit to me that they struggle with. It's like, just be a nice person. I know it sounds like super simple, like, but it's just like, be nice to people, however you think you need to do that. Cook people dinner, buy people things, try to think of people, write people letters. I don't know, whatever you feel like is your flavor of being nice to somebody, just be nice to somebody. And sometimes all that means is showing up for somebody. I understand people like to show up for people a lot more frequently than I do. I'm very migratory, maybe with my friendships. I don't know. But, I'm like, I really like to have like the wide rotation and kind of go visit different people. But, there's that. So I think that everything's really going to start working out pretty soon and really coming into place. And it's like, I don't think that there are enough words or, emotional expression words to really express the amount of gratitude, relief, appreciation, happiness, inner peace, whatever, like all these really good things that I'm finally feeling, just feeling very zen, like I say, about the whole thing. And I guess it's like, yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and sometimes it's like blood, sweat, and tears to get what you want. But if it's what you want, like, I believe that you can get there. I think there are very few things that you can't set your mind to and you can't achieve. And, like my whole getting an engineering degree eventually is a stupid example of that. Maybe I'll change my mind by the time that I'm 50 and have finished citizenship or whenever it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand. But yeah, I just think, yeah, so basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to encourage people that it's like, you may think, I can't do this because this. I can't do this because this. Those are excuses. Hey, I make excuses too. I was like, hey, I can't move out because I can't afford it. And then somehow magically at the 11th hour, things are popping up that I'm like, wow, I can't afford that. I have no idea where this thing came from. No idea how it got there. No idea how the timing worked out so well. No idea. No idea. And it doesn't matter whether you want to believe it's divine or the universe or whatever that's like looking out for you and coming your way. Doesn't matter either. But, just believing, right? Belief is a very powerful thing. Hope and belief are very powerful. It is the foundation of religion, but it is something that really helps people like get through tough times. And I think focusing on the fact that there is hope, even if you feel like you're not, like there is not, I mean, even if you feel like you're lying in the hole, the depression hole, and you don't really feel like getting out, it's okay to lay down there for as long as you need to. Don't let anybody tell you it's not, but it's just keeping in mind that laying down there for a longer period of time is going to make your muscles atrophy and not want to get out. Probably more than originally you felt like you could. So, I don't know. I'm just happy that we've really made a good turnaround from all the crap that was going on earlier this year. I really hope it's going to be reflected in my channel. I hope I'm going to start getting better at editing my videos, getting together a team. No, I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I'm still a one-man show for now. I was wanting to do more interviews with people, also have to figure out that format. And yeah, I said kind of like once I get settled in my other apartment, this is going to be a lot easier because I'm going to feel a lot like more at peace, more grounded, more organized, all of that. But for now, I'm still doing my regular, hey, I'm moving around and here's my life kind of thing. But yeah, and I've only got like 2 more weeks in Finland and less than that actually at this point. And then I've got some work trips coming up, and then we're pretty much golden, and I won't really have a work trip again until like May next year. Cause I don't think I want to go on a conference next year. I'll think about it. I just can't really think of one that I feel like would benefit me at this point in my well, I'm literally thinking about over a year from now, as one does, as I do. Like a crazy person. Hey, it saves you money usually. But yeah. So it's all going to be okay. So I encourage you to manifest your dreams, whether you want to write down on a piece of paper, whether you want to talk about it to your friend, whether you want to just think about it before you go to bed at night and just see yourself in that situation. That's all up to you how you're going to manifest it. But, I'm just feeling pretty good right now. I'm really happy about it. And I hope I'll have a productive day of work because I have a lot of crap to do. As usual. All right. Well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And until next time, bye.